You make it dip.
I'm the pasta 10. All these ends, why you motherfuckers got to be? All this cops again. Eat a box or something. I such a little watch with some rocks or something. What poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin' 10? Make it dip and make it dip and make it drop again. Me and Bobby God got it doing lock again.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Leandra, but I go by Lee Elia Rosa on my YouTube. So welcome to my channel. I just want to say Happy New Year. So I decided to come back on YouTube because I felt like I just missed it. I was off YouTube because I felt like it was just too much work, like too much obstacles coming in the way in terms of like producing content and then editing content and all of them stuff. Like it was just long and I'm kind of lazy, so I was like F YouTube for a bit. But I'm back and better, you know the saying, back and better. So I want to provide you guys some fresh content and some stories about me. This is my first time telling story, so this is my first story time. And yeah, it's going to be about my time where I try to do professional modeling. Okay, so growing up I always had like this interest in like fashion and beauty, hair. I think it started when I was like 14. I started like having more like, I was just more into fashion and hair and beauty. So when I was like maybe 15 or 16, I started to get approached like, oh, do you model? Like, what do you do? What modeling agency are you working for? And I'm just like, I don't model at all. Like, what are you guys talking about? I mean, I was flattered, don't get me wrong. Like, people coming up to you and asking you if you model, that's very flattering. Like, I'm just like, but no, I actually did not model. So with that being said, like when everyone's like coming up to me and stuff, I was like, why don't I actually try modeling? So when I was actually at the age of 17, I decided, okay, let me try this. So I decided I think I'd be into catwalk modeling and catalog modeling and like maybe headshot modeling, so like literally this. And so yeah, I was like, cool, this is what I'm gonna do. And then I found it so hard, like how to go by looking for like modeling agencies. So I was actually looking for some modeling agencies, but I weren't liking them, and some of them didn't pay well, some of them took like a huge percentage off. So I was like, nah, I'm not into that again. So until I was online one day and I actually saw like some modeling ads on a page. I don't know what I was watching, but I saw like so many ads from the same agency saying they're looking for models. So you know me, I'm clicking it ASAP, like there, I'm clicking it. I clicked it and it took me to a site and it said this and this agency. I'm not going to tell you guys what agency it is because I don't want to cause a lot of, but this agency, it was actually a very good agency. I saw that on the website. It said that they work with so many big models like Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell, Gigi and Bella Hadid. Who else was it? Winnie Harlow, Kendall Jenner. There was someone else that I love. I think it was, yeah, Adriana Lima. I love her to bits. And so I'm seeing that they've worked with like these huge models. So I'm like, okay, this is serious. Like, this is professional modeling. So I'm like, cool, let me try it. So I clicked on the sign up link and I signed up, and they were asking me details like, how old are you? Where do you live? Where do you come from? Nationality, what race? Till it came to the bit where it asked for my height. So I was like, okay, I'm just like 5'8". You know, I'm 5'7.5", but like, it's not that deep, is it? They also asked me if I had a portfolio, which I didn't, because the last agency that I've worked with, my portfolio that I've done with them, I've lost it, unfortunately. So I didn't really like the pictures anyways, but I don't have a portfolio. But here's like my Instagram. You guys can just see like my Instagram and stuff, like my pictures, how I look. And I gave them the link and whatever, and they said that they'd get back to me within 48 hours. So 48 hours go by, it's 2 days after, I receive an email and they say that they want me. They want me to come in for an interview. So I'm like, yes, I'm excited. We booked in a date, and the agency, well, the agency company, they had like a place where they were recruiting models in Holborn. Yeah, so this was like November 2016. So I actually went in for my interview. So as I go in now, I see like there's like a huge queue of like different models, like races and everything. But I've noticed, especially that the models were so tall. If you guys think 5'8" is tall, the models there, they look like they were 6 foot up. Okay, I'm feeling out of place right now, baby boy. What am I doing here? And I was like literally one of the smallest girls there, and I didn't even think 5'8" was small. I actually thought 5'8" was tall, but when I was there, it was not time for the interview. So they called me in. They were like, "Oh, can we have Leandra Valino?" And I went in. I was scared. I was nervous. I was like, oh shit, myself. I was like, oh my god, like, woo! And I felt like so many eyes on me as I like went into the room. So I met with like the boss or the recruiter or whatever. She looked lovely at first, so yeah, we shook hands, whatever. She's like, okay, hi, welcome to this that. So your name is Leandra Valino, blah blah blah. She was just going through my my application form. She's just going through, and she was like, oh, so I see that you're 5'8". What type of modeling are you into? And I'm just like, oh, I'm into catalog modeling. And she nodded her head. She was like, and I'm also into catwalk modeling. And then she was actually wearing glasses, so she went like, and then she like put the glasses back up, and I was just like, what like, what did you want to say, like, what? And then she was like, unfortunately, you cannot do catwalk modeling because you're not tall enough. And I'm just like, oh, so how tall do I have to be? And then she was like, well, the entry requirements for us is 5'10" and you're 5'8". And I'm just like, oh, well, like in my head, I'm thinking it's not that deep, like it's not big of a deal. But then again, this was a professional modeling agency. The measuring lady behind me, she came, she's like, can you take your clothes off? Basically strip off. So I literally stayed in my bra and knickers while she was measuring me. So she measured my bust, and she measured my waist, and then she measured my hips, and she showed her like the measurement thing on my bob, and she was like, oh, I can see you're a bit curvy. Yeah, you're a bit curvy. Yeah, there was no way you could have done catwalk modeling. And I was like, oh. I was like, what? I am not curvy at all. Like, I felt like, okay, maybe a little bit curvy. Well, I mean, I guess that doesn't matter anymore anyways, because I'm not doing catwalk modeling. But I received the shade from her. She was like, oh, better watch your mouth, cause I was just like, okay, the black in me is just gonna stay in. It's not gonna come out. Leandra at professional is fine. So then the measuring lady then brought a weighing scale thing, and I weighed myself, or she weighed me, and then I think I was like 140 pounds. And then I told the interviewer that I was 140 pounds, and she was like, well, you said you want to do catwalk modeling, and oh, catwalk modeling's out of the way, by the way. I'm like, yeah, I know. And then she was like, well, catalog modeling, some of like the brands that we work with, they want you to be like a specific amount, like weigh a specific amount, which was normally 125 pounds. And I'm just like, okay, so I'm 140 pounds. She's like, yes. So I mean, like I said, not all brands and companies that we work with, they will say no to you, but some companies look for models that actually weigh a certain amount. I'm just deep in it, like, okay, so I'm being told some brands and some companies won't work with me because of my weight now. Not because of how I look, but my weight. And back then, I even thought I was slim. Let me see if I can, I'm gonna put some pictures here of how I looked when I was 17. I suggest you lose about 15 pounds maybe, just to save your spot in working with big brands, you know, like big brands like Zara and H&M. I'm just like, okay. So then she gave me like a guide on like how to lose weight, what to eat, what not to eat, what exercises to do, or what different types of gyms, what gyms they recommend that like the other models go to. And I'm just like, okay, she's being serious. Like, I'd actually have to lose 15 pounds to be a head shop a headshot model and a catalogue model. Like, this is serious. So I'd have to find like another alternative to lose weight or something. But I was like, okay, cool. I feel like I could do this, right? I mean, losing weight. So after telling me that I had to lose some weight, which is a really nice thing to hear, she then made me like do like a 360. And she was just like analyzing my body, and she said how like I have like different shades, like what's the word, like hyperpigmentation. So like some parts of my body is lighter than the other part. Like my face is light, my neck is actually kind of dark, my chest breast area is like in the middle, and then my belly is dark, and then like my hips part is like kind of light, and then my legs are kind of like medium. So like my body's actually very, there's like different shades and stuff. I see you have some stretch marks. I was like, yeah, I have like a few in my back. She was like, not a few, like you have your back, like behind your knees and your butt cheek area. You have quite a lot, darling. I was like, oh, okay. Again, the companies, the big brands and the companies we work with, some of them won't accept you, some of them won't work with you because you have stretch marks. I'm just like, oh shit. Like, before then, like when I was 17, I did kind of feel like insecure about my stretch marks, but I was like insecure like 50% of 100%. So it wasn't that deep, but then it was deep. So when I was there, she just made everything seem worse. Like it went straight to 100%, and I was just like, oh shit, like she's actually telling me to get stretch marks removal. And she was like, so as I see you, like you have a lot, so I suggest you, she was on her, she then took her phone. She was like, I suggest you go to this doctor to remove them. I think per session, and she looked like back at me, like looking down my body, I feel like you would need like four sessions, and each session costs £140. I'm just like, first of all, the money that I had was for the portfolio, which she didn't mention at all yet. So she wants me to get my stretch marks removed, £140 each session, which I need 4 sessions apparently. So I'm just like, at this point I'm like, no, like who's gonna pay for stretch marks removal? Like, I was like, bro, like I was so annoyed, but then I was like so upset because I was already insecure about it, and she just made me feel worse. Like she wasn't supposed to do that. But don't like the photographers Photoshop models' bodies, like to like remove anything on their bodies that's not really pleasant to see apparently. And she's like, yeah, but it's always to be natural. And I'm just like, well, stretch marks are natural. So she's like, yeah, they are natural, don't get me wrong, sweetheart, but like I said, depending on the brand, it's all up to you if you want to be working with big brands or not. You can be working with smaller brands or bigger brands. I'm just giving you suggestions here, my darling. And I'm just like, oh okay, well, I don't know if that, like, I feel like it's a bit expensive, and I haven't done my portfolio yet. And she's like, oh right, I was just about to get onto that. So she was like, okay, so you need to get your portfolio done. We charge £1,290 for a photographer, the whole thing. You can have up to 3 outfits to change. I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking about my stretch marks. I was like just still shocked about her telling me I need to get them removed to work with big companies. And then I was like, oh, so this is like what models do. Like if a model has one stretch mark, they're gonna have to get removed no matter what straight away, because otherwise they're basically losing out on money and stuff. So I was like, wow, yeah, so this is like real life. So then, and then she was like, okay, so now we're gonna look at your face. So she, like, with her glasses, she actually came in front of my face. She was like, okay, so you have huge pores. I'm just like, what? Like, is this an interview, or just like, is this like an X Factor? Is this like a show, like a competition where like you just have to judge? I'm just like, wow, okay, so this is real life at this point. Okay, I have huge pores. The way that she said it, I was like, she basically was like moving my head, like doing this and that, and I just felt uncomfortable, but I let her do this and that to my head, to my face. She was like, would you ever consider having like jawline fillers, or like a jawline adjustment, something like that? Do I need to get my jawline done? And she was like, well, you have like a nice you know, your facial structure is very pretty. You're a gorgeous lady, by the way. But like here, she was just like showing me here, like it could be a bit more like sharper. Like you can move your face about like here, stuff like that. Well, we have doctors and surgeons. So doctors, they can provide you like fillers, and then the surgeons, they can just help you, you know, like remove like your bone structure in your face, blah blah blah. It will cost like this amount. I don't remember how much it was, or like to get your jawline done, but it was pricey as well. It's like roughly the same price as like getting your stretch marks removed. And I was just there like, I can't do catwalk modeling because I'm not tall enough. I need to lose 15 pounds if they want to recruit me, otherwise I won't be recruited by them. I need to get my stretch marks removed, and now she's basically suggesting to me that I should get my jawline done, like fillers or whatever, to make them sharper or neat or whatever. Apparently my jawline's not neat, or I have like a round face or something, I don't know. And I'm just like, well, that's a lot of things to get done, isn't it? Because like, one, I'm not sure I can afford it, and two, I actually don't think I need to like touch my face, kind of thing. So yeah, I was just like, okay, so the models that they've worked with, I'm just trying to figure out if they actually had to touch their face, like we get their face retouched, or like their nose done and blah blah blah. Like I know some models got their nose done, but I didn't think it was a big thing. But then like I'm deep in it, like it's real life now, like it's reality now. I'm actually sitting in front of basically a recruiter that recruited a lot of models, and she's basically telling me, and when you got all of this done, you can like get your portfolio done here as well, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, cool. I felt like my dreams were just crushed all in once, like at that time, like me sitting on that chair. It was just very sad. So yeah, like I could tell that I wasn't going to get recruited at all, because like there were so many things I had to actually get done, and I kind of knew that I wasn't going to get it done. Reviewing your application, we feel like you have what it takes, as long as you do get what I suggested you to get done. She was giving me like these guides and these like leaflet things that they had to give like to the models, like to check the doctors and surgeons. I'm actually going to get them things done. Like I'm taking like, all these sheets and paper, and I should have been like, no, bye. I was so upset. Like I could feel myself crying, but I don't cry because I'm a bad bitch. But yeah, it was just very shocking, like to see like, okay, so all these models that are out here right now, they actually had to do something to be where they are right now, like maybe like change themselves. So yeah, I haven't tried modeling since. So like 2 years later, I still haven't tried modeling. People still think I am a model. I'm not a model. I told you guys my situation now. I'm not a model, period. So for those people that actually want to try modeling, just know, maybe not every modeling agency, but like the professional ones, at least the professional one that I went to, they asked to get this done. So you gotta be prepared for the worst, literally. And I was not prepared for the worst. I was actually prepared for the best, because I was told, yes, you look like a model, you're so pretty, oh my god, you're so gorgeous, you should model, blah 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 blah. You're in for a shock, babe. That was my sad, unfortunate story. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And yeah, hopefully my next story will be very different to this, not sad, but like I literally did the story time because everyone was asking me if I model and blah blah blah, and I actually don't. So I want to tell you guys what happened in my situation. And yeah, thank you for watching my story time. Please do like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be back with some more content for you, I promise.